We have here verse 10 of the 11th chapter of the Gospel of John. Jesus has advised his disciples that he's intending to head back to Judea, and they've had something of a mixed reaction to that, knowing that Jesus was at least apparently put at risk of life and limb when he was there before because of the hostility that had been engendered between him and the religious leaders. But he, of course, is confident, indicating, using a kind of parable, that as long as a person walks in the light, they're not going to trip up, they're not going to stumble, and that Jesus has some great confidence that he is indeed at this point walking in the light, and thus is apparently not concerned about any threats that might be mounted against him back in the region of Judea. But he indicates, in contrast to that, what we have here in verse 10, ian means if. It'll take the subjunctive, which is what we have here. So if, postpositive da, soft conjunction, but if, tis, the indefinite pronoun, means someone or anyone or a certain one, something like that. But if someone, peripate. Peripate, the third person singular, present active subjunctive of peripateo, which means I walk. So if someone walks, in preposition takes the dative, te, the dative, singular, feminine article. So if someone walks in the nukti, this is the feminine singular dative noun nuktos or nukes in the nominative, which means night. We have the word nocturnal, of course, from that and other related words. So if someone walks in the night, then proskopte. This is from proskopto. We had it in the previous verse. Kopto means to chop, as in chopping down a tree. The proskopto means to sort of hit something, to run into it, and was commonly used to refer to hitting it with your foot or stumbling over it or stubbing your toe, might be the way that we typically put it in English. So if someone walks in the darkness, he stubs his toe, you might say in the vernacular. He stumbles. Hoti, the conjunction means because here, because toe, the neuter nominative article, to, phos, the light, uk estin. Uk estin is, of course, the negation of ami, I am, third person singular, present active indicative, because the light, uk estin, is not in. Preposition, as we saw here, takes the dative in, auto, in him. If someone walks in the night, then he does trip himself, he does stumble, he does stub his toe, because the light is not in him. It's not that he doesn't have light around him, light by which to see, but Jesus drives the point somewhat more deeply that there's no light in him. And of course that's the way he would describe these religious leaders in Jerusalem who were trying to put him on the ropes. They were refusing to see the truth of Christ, and the reason they couldn't see it was because, in effect, they were blind, that there was a darkness in them that prevented them from recognizing what was perfectly evident from an external measure, and certainly evident to others who had come to Christ and recognized him and placed their faith in him.